talent or influence, it does get boring.
No, and I mean, it's kind of like, I think, again, my favorite artists are the ones who had a lengthy career, like Bowie. Like, he tried different things. He wasn't afraid to take risks, and I think that's something that, more artists should kind of, draw inspiration from. I think they should look at it in the long term instead of the kind of modern music business mentality of let's prop up a couple pop stars and get a bunch of producers and throw them out for a newer model after a couple years, which is sadly what seems to be the norm.
Right. So, Mike, any more questions? Before we get to our first song here.
Oh, just I think that's fascinating because we've talked before on the show. It's like I sort of called it the postmodernist era of music, if you like, where it's kind of or electronic music, as in guitar music and anything that's come from that. If you look at kind of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Noughties, and then into today, it's kind of the stuff that we're hearing more and more now is taking bits from all of it and is influenced by all of it. You hear bands that have 50s rock and roll elements and 80s synths in there, and it's just a really kind of cool thing. But I guess what's really interesting that I never really considered is this idea of the single becoming the thing now instead of the album. And actually, when you think back, that's kind of how it all started in the 50s. It was all rock and roll bands that would release singles and stuff like that. So you kind of think, I wonder where it's going to go next. And whilst there's a lot of kind of blandness in mainstream music, it's interesting that there's so many exciting things, more than ever in my lifetime before, in the kind of underground and unsigned and grassroots scene. So it's kind of this is what's fascinating about talking to a guy like you, who we can't even pin down what you do. But we know we love it. So it's kind of it's a pretty awesome thing. So it's not really a question, just a comment, but I think that's a really cool. I was really interested listening to that discussion just then. So yeah, nice. I like it, man.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right. Well, before we get to our first song here, Mike, just real quick. If you saw me roll my eyes, it's because my dogs weren't shutting up, so it was rolling my eyes at the dogs, not at you. so just to get it clear, like it wasn't your question at all. It was just the dogs, like, oh, like, why would they be quiet? So just let's clear that up because we're all.
I've heard him say this so many times before. God.
Oh yeah, right.
When does that guy ever shut up?
Yeah. All right, so we're getting to the newest single off of Ill Advised's new album, which comes out June 2nd, Masochist. This one's called Jack the Ripper. Dig this. Jack the Ripper by Ill-Advised off the new album Masochist comes out June 2nd. And now this song makes a hell of a lot more sense since you gave us all that background. It makes so much more sense. Like a badass tune, like a really, really cool, but yeah, it makes so much more sense now. Like lyrically, the whole thing is like now, like okay, now I get it. Now it's that much more creepier of a song, but not in a bad way, mind you.
I thought it was a good song to pick because it's a cover of the Morrissey song, a Morrissey B-side that is kind of a live favorite, but I don't think was ever on any official release, at least the studio version. It's actually, I'm a huge Morrissey fan, so, I I actually got the band name from that song, Ill-Housed and Ill-Advised, so I thought, okay, I've never done a cover song, so I just figured I'd kind of reimagine it, and I hope I did it justice. I hope Miles doesn't hate me for it.
No, I really, really enjoy that one, but like I said, it makes a lot more sense, and even vocally, I think it's kind of, it was an unintentional segue, but just irony, he's talking about My Chemical Romance, because a lot of parts of that song does sound like something from like old My Chemical Romance. And like vocally, that is, and it's like oh, because like, wow, now we're doing a lot of unintentional tie-ins here.
I have to give credit where credit is due. My Chem was the first, because I grew up in North Jersey, and they were like 15 minutes away, and they were the first band that really I got heavily into I guess I was like 12 or 13, and they had a record release show for Black Parade, which was 2006, and my mom got me tickets to go see them. So I remember standing out in the freezing cold in the dead of October in this parking lot of this independent record store, Vintage Vinyl, and seeing them and then getting to meet them. And, they kind of were just a bunch of guys from Jersey who worked their butts off to do something cool, and that definitely inspired me. So yeah, Little My Chem probably comes out every now and then.
Oh man, that's totally good, because I really enjoyed. I never saw them live, mind you, but I did listen to other stuff, and well, not necessarily on the same lines, but just you know, like going out kind of we'll call it creepy type. The song "Ghost of You" by My Chemical Romance is probably one of my favorite songs, and the video, man, that is one of the most intense videos ever. They did such a good job with it. Like, I was very, very impressed. I mean, even if you don't like the music, that video was very impressive. The way they followed the storyline along with it, it was something else. Let me tell you, I don't care if you like the music or not. That video you have to watch just because, I mean, it was so well done. And I know, Harry, you know the music so well. I'm sure you'll agree with me on that one.
Oh yeah, the whole World War II
Yep.
D-Day sort of. Yeah, and that was pretty fantastic.
Mike, if you haven't seen it, buddy, you have to watch that video.
I haven't seen that, man. I'll check it out, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll definitely.
Go ahead.
One question I have for you. It's this is all just you.
Yeah. Every instrument, from the vocals to the guitars to the drums to strings, everything. Yeah.
That's insane. How'd you do that?
Yeah, I mean, for Parkway Divides, I built a studio in my basement, and basically just, I went to music school, so I learned how to engineer and just produced, recorded, played everything myself, and then, that got the attention of Michael James, who's done like Jane's Addiction and Hole and some of the 90s grunge bands, and David Donnelly out in LA, and they were cool enough to kind of take an interest in me and help, mix and master. But for this record, I did a lot more of the mixing, a lot of the sub-mixing, so I'm especially proud of this one.
Yeah, definitely. That's insane. I mean, I can just about play the guitar. You know what I mean?
Well, it all started because, I played in bands throughout high school, and, the guitar player wouldn't show up or the drummer wouldn't show up, so it was like, okay, did we cancel the show, or Harry, just go play and sing, play drums and sing. So I just kind of got to the point where it was like, well, I'm basically doing everything, so I might as well just, do it myself, and kind of, I knew what I wanted, so I just went for it.
Yeah, but most people get a loop pedal or an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Not
And then not an entire studio.
That's great, man. That's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
It just suddenly clicked. I'm just sitting here going, hang on a minute. You're doing all that stuff. What the... I swear. That makes it so
what have I done with my life? Right on.
The band is dead.
Yeah.
Right.
But man, like I was saying, I know, Mike hasn't had a chance to listen to it, but I was like, I listened to it about at least 3 times through, and it was because after last night, I was on the second listen through of it, and I just love the different changes, and I like I said from the beginning, I didn't know really where to start asking questions about it, just because it's so like methodical, and like the arrangements it's absolutely, like Mike has said many times, like it's insane, like, and I don't know some questions of what to ask or how to kind of lead into them. To be honest with you, I mean, this is the first time I've actually really been stumped. to be completely honest. And I know I'm kind of we'll call it the quote unquote fangirling here, but man, like, I love the music, and it just we'll say with the production of this album, when you initially got going, and you always kind of give us a background of how, like, or what was kind of the thought process behind it. Now, as far as arrangement goes, like, how did that kind of piece together for you? Was it a little difficult just because of the flow of the songs and the different, like, kind of, we'll call it stories, because you kind of actually had to put together that way, or how did it work out for you?
Well, it first started, I just intended it to be an EP. I guess, so Parkway came out at the end of November 2015, so basically right after that I had started on Jack the Ripper was recorded early, so this song has been around for a bit. So it was going to be an EP, just kind of,